Want to speed up your language learning? Get access to all of our best PDF cheat sheets for free. Just click the link in the description and sign up for your free lifetime account right now.
Hello everybody, this is Marzena. Welcome to Polish Top Words. Today we will learn 10 ways to save the planet in Polish. So here you go. Utylizować. To recycle. So our first word is utylizować. Utylizować. Or to recycle. So for example you can say: czy u was się utylizuje śmieci? Czy u was się utylizuje śmieci? Do you recycle at home? Exactly, do you recycle at home? I guess if you recycle or not, it really depends on the country, and then even in the country, within the country, it depends on the household. We do recycle in Poland, though it's not like every day. There are like special recycle bins, so people usually separate garbage and then they take it out every now and then. And I guess as everywhere else, there are people who do it and then people who don't. There is no special fines or anything for people who are not doing it, though I guess a lot of people try to, because it's just easier. There are those big recycle bins and you can go and throw your garbage anytime you want. And if you recycle, then there is less garbage at your house as well. So I guess that's something easy to do. Wolontariusz. Volunteer. And our next word is wolontariusz. Wolontariusz. Wolontariusz means volunteer. And for example, you can say: potrzebujemy więcej wolontariuszy. Potrzebujemy więcej wolontariuszy. We need more volunteers. As you may already noticed, first of all, wolontariusz comes from English. So it's very close, the sound is very close to volunteer, wolontariusz. And the second thing you may have noticed, it's a masculine noun. So you can use it for girls and for guys, but if you want to have the specific like feminine form, you would say wolontariuszka. So wolontariusz is for guys, but you can use it for both, male and female. And if you want a female form, is wolontariuszka. Wolontariuszka. And in Poland, it's very common to be a volunteer when you are in high school or maybe elementary school or junior high. I was volunteering a lot, doing different stuff, like, helping at school, that would be one thing, but then helping organizing bigger events, or even in some charity work and so on. That's actually very common, like the big Christmas charity orchestra, you know, the Wielka Orkiestra Świątecznej Pomocy event that is organized everywhere. I think that's very common to be a wolontariusz or wolontariuszka there. Ochraniać. To protect. And the next word is ochraniać. Ochraniać means to protect. And you can say, for example, jak ochronić się przed wirusami? Jak ochronić się przed wirusami? Which basically means, how do you protect yourself against viruses? So, first of all, the word ochraniać comes from chronić, which are very similar words. So, chronić means to protect, and ochraniać is protect as well, but the image is more like protecting the environment or protecting somebody. Chronić can be broader. You can say ochraniać środowisko, which means to protect the environment. Ochraniać środowisko. You can also change it easily to the other protect, which is chronić. So you can say chronić środowisko as well. And to give you another example, you can say musimy chronić środowisko. Musimy chronić środowisko. We need to protect the environment. Or you can say musimy ochraniać środowisko. Musimy ochraniać środowisko. We need to protect the environment. Yeah, so both ochraniać and chronić, they both mean to protect, and you can use one or the other in most cases. Używać ponownie, to reuse. Another one we have is a phrase. Używać ponownie. Używać ponownie means to reuse. Actually, używać means to use something, and ponownie means for the second time or again. And yeah, in English we are lucky enough we have a word for that, to reuse something. In Polish we just say używać ponownie. And you can say, for example, tego można używać ponownie. Tego można używać ponownie. You can reuse this. Tego można używać ponownie. And I guess there is this big movement for things you can reuse, so we don't really use like plastic forks or plastic knives or spoons. And even plastic bags, you know, in Poland you have to pay for that. If you want to get a plastic bag, you have to pay additional few groszy. So it's not a big money, but people kind of become more aware that, first of all, it costs money to produce it, and it costs even more money to get rid of it, and usually you don't get rid of it, and it's just polluting our environment. So yeah, so I guess we have less and less plastic bags in Poland. Chronić, to conserve. And our next word is chronić. Chronić. To conserve. So remember when we were talking about ochraniać, we said it's to protect, and we said ochraniać is very close to chronić, and that's true. But chronić has another translation, and we can translate it into to conserve. So a very good example for that would be musimy chronić zasoby naturalne. Musimy chronić zasoby naturalne. We need to conserve natural resources. That's something that has been a big issue not only in Poland, but I guess all around the world. And even though the government may be not doing a lot, people are very aware of the need to protect or to conserve natural resources. And there is a big movement, and I guess young people are being more and more aware of how important it is. So we try to protect, we try to conserve our natural resources in Poland as much as we can, even though it's not very often. There may be no special government program to do so. Like normal people are trying to help and trying to protect and trying to share the awareness of how important it is. Zmniejszyć ilość śmieci. To reduce trash. Another very important thing to do is zmniejszyć ilość śmieci. Zmniejszyć ilość śmieci means to reduce the trash. And that's something you can do by your own as well. So one thing that has been done in Poland is, as I said before, you have to pay for your plastic bag, and people stopped buying those plastic bags because now they are aware that it costs money, and then it costs money to utilize it, right? So, and that's another like garbage that we don't need. So that's one thing we are doing to just zmniejszyć ilość śmieci. So for example, you can use it in a sentence like należy zmniejszyć ilość śmieci. Należy zmniejszyć ilość śmieci. We need to reduce the amount of garbage. Troszczyć się o środowisko. To care for the environment. Now our next one is an obvious one, yet some people really tend to neglect it. And that's troszczyć się o środowisko. To care for the environment. To care for the environment. So troszczyć się means to care, and then środowisko is the environment. Altogether, troszczyć się o środowisko means to care for the environment. And you can use it in a sentence like wszyscy musimy troszczyć się o środowisko. Wszyscy musimy troszczyć się o środowisko. We all need to care for the environment. And true as it is, we often tend to forget about it. And I guess in Poland right now, the biggest problem is that during the winter it's very cold. And you've got the central heating system, but very often you just burn stuff and then in your fireplace. And, even in the central heating, if you have a house, you will just burn things in the fireplace. And if it's cold, it's okay. But a lot of people, they don't have money to buy one, so they will just burn trash. And that's becoming a big issue right now in Poland. We have big pollution issues during the winter. Używać produktów przyjaznych dla środowiska. To use eco-friendly products. Our next word, or actually a phrase, is używać produktów przyjaznych dla środowiska. Używać produktów przyjaznych dla środowiska. To use eco-friendly products. So używać, as you probably already know, is to use something. And then produkt is a product. And then środowisko is environment. So produkt przyjazny dla środowiska means eco-friendly product. Przyjazny means friendly or nice to you. So produkt przyjazny dla środowiska means eco-friendly product. And in a sentence you would use it like czy używasz produktów przyjaznych dla środowiska? Czy używasz produktów przyjaznych dla środowiska? Do you use eco-friendly products? Now, the thing is that eco-friendly products are usually more expensive than the normal ones. And I guess even though it's better than it used to be, still a lot of people, they cannot afford it. So they just buy those cheap products that are not necessarily eco-friendly. And we still have issues with that in Poland, and I guess all around the world. But more and more people, especially in big cities, they kind of becoming aware of how important it is, and they don't really, they don't mind spending a little bit more if that's going to solve some issues regarding environment and environment pollution. Segregować śmieci. To separate garbage. And our next one is segregować śmieci. To separate garbage. So segregować means to separate, to divide by categories. And śmieci is garbage. And you can say, u mnie w domu segreguje się śmieci. U mnie w domu segreguje się śmieci. Which means in my house we separate garbage. In Poland, we do separate garbage, although, of course, it really depends on the household. It depends on where you live, if you even have access to those big garbage bins where you can throw away plastic bottles or glass bottles or cans. But if you do have access to that, and I guess more and more people do, then I guess most people will do it, will separate it because it makes, recycling easier, but it also makes your garbage problem easier, by which I mean that you are going to throw away it in those big bins that are being there on the street, so you have relatively less garbage at home. So it's easier for you to separate them and then to throw it away in those public bins that are over there. Lying there, sitting over there, just waiting for you to do it. Oczyszczać, to clean. So our next word may sound familiar, and it's oczyszczać, to clean. You probably have heard the word czysty, clean as an adjective. So czysty we transform it a little bit and we have czyścić, so to clean something, and then we put the O in front of it and it's oczyszczać. And the difference between czyścić and oczyszczać is that, well, czyścić is like, to clean your house, or to clean your plates, or to clean your, even your clothes, while oczyszczać is more for bigger things. So like to clean the rivers or the sea, or something like that, or water, like drinking water. That's oczyszczać, is like for bigger purposes. And for example, you can say, musimy oczyścić powietrze. Musimy oczyścić powietrze. We need to clean the air. And just to wrap it up, in this particular sentence, oczyścić is the only word you could use. You couldn't use czyścić, like to clean, because that's just for the small things that you are, cleaning your house, or as I said, cleaning your plates or something like that, and not for bigger things like, like the air or seawater or water, drinking water or something like this. Thank you for watching. Today you learned 10 ways to save the planet in Polish. Please let us know what you think in the comments, and remember to like this video, subscribe to our channel, and go to polishpod101.com for more content like this. Thank you and see you again next time. Woohoo!
Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.